Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Great Train Show mixed with the World's Greatest Hobby on Tour show here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I know it's been a long time since we've covered a show, and I couldn't be more excited to cover one from my own home state. So we're going to show you what to expect if you decide to come to the World's Greatest Hobby show on tour, and we're going to talk to some of the vendors along with some of the manufacturers, covering all the new products coming out in 2024 and beyond. So let's get started on our coverage of the World's Greatest Hobby show on tour right now. Now I want to show you a couple of just overviews of vendors. You've got Virtual Railfan, well known for all of their cameras all over North America, possibly other places too, but I think North America. There's rebelrails.com over here. They handle a lot of custom shirts, all the different railroads. They've got mugs, railroad heralds, and even signs. So over here, if you look closely, you'll see all of the different signs like you can put outside of your train layout and such. So that is a big hit here at the show as well. We're just going to take a moment and walk around and let you get a feel for the show. Obviously, each different venue is going to have its own different crowd levels, different layouts, but several of the same vendors that you're seeing will be at these shows. You'll even see occasional things like windows and stuff like that. So, you know, different vendors that don't necessarily deal in trains. There's also like stuffed animals for sale, things like that. Good, here we go. Got the NMRA here, the Central Indiana Division. So they're, you know, showing the different scales and being ambassadors for the hobby. We'll just take a little walk with you guys. The real good deals and finds at the show, though, are these small table vendors. So you'll see a lot of good deals at these table vendors, rare items that are hard to find. I already picked up a Scale Trains locomotive that I missed during release at one of these vendors for a decent price. So, as you see here, there.
Love your reviews. Thank you.
Thanks. There are several different vendors with different items for sale. These Walthers mainline refrigerator cars are already coming hard to come by. So you see things like that. We've seen rare items. Sometimes the prices are a little crazy. My cousin and I have seen California Zephyr cars, Broadway Limited, but they have discovered eBay, and the prices are sometimes even higher than eBay. But not this particular vendor, but just a vendor that has those. So this is kind of the layout of the show. This is going to go all the way over and all the way down the aisles. And then all of the operating layouts are at the other end. I will be showing you select clips of those layouts throughout this video. All right, that gives you a good idea of the show. Be sure to check them out if they're in your neighborhood. Google World's Greatest Hobby Show on Tour, and you'll be able to find where they're going next. Well, hey guys, we are at the Broadway Limited Imports booth, and we're here with Curtis Coke. I don't know how to, the pronunciation gets me on a couple things.
Like the drink, that's the
like
best
the
way
Coke,
to remember
that's
it.
easy.
Yep.
So I'm so used to email and not talking to you in person, but we're here to cover things that Broadway Limited has announced and maybe things that are on the horizon, whatever Curtis wants to pull back the curtains.
Oh,
and
there's
reveal.
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
So I'll let you go and tell us about it.
So let's talk about what's in store now. We've got the Pacific GS4s that are in stores now. Same with the Brass Hybrid New Haven I-5 Hudsons. Those are the two newest HO scale locomotives that are in stores now for customers to get their hands on. If you're looking for some rolling stock, we got a variety of HO scale AAR hoppers in too. And then we've also got GP30s over here. We've got the shark noses coming in about mid-spring. And then we've also got, on this side of the row, we've got the two GP35 samples. Two awesome little samples that we have here at our booth is the Class D Shay, 4-truck Shay. It's a 3D printed boiler and tender body, but when you will receive it, it'll be die-cast metal. So everything that's plastic you see will be metal, and including the gears here on the side will be metal as well. And then the big one is the SD70 Ace in die-cast metal as well. This is our first pre-production sample of the Canadian National version, so the SD70 M-2s here. You can see the metal handrails, the brass horn. There are a couple of plastic parts, such as the vents on the back here and the thing on the side there too, as well as the trucks. And that's just so that way we can get the road-specific details on the model, for that way when they come in, they'll be able to use them right out of the box and they'll be accurate to the prototype. On the N scale side, new stuff that's in stock now and in stores are F units, of course SD40-2s, Y6Bs. The Writing T ones, I know N scalers have been waiting really patiently for those two. Those we hope will be in by February 18th, and hopefully maybe a little bit sooner as that as well. We also have some new sound stock cars coming in. We got a fun little Halloween version here. James, I know you're a big Halloween guy. Yep. And then we also have Chicago Northwestern. We have other paint schemes there too. Of course, we got the ES44, some new paint schemes coming in that too. The Baltimore and Ohio CSX Heritage unit, along with the St. John's Express Canadian Pacific, the Hapag Lloyd, the orange one too. And we got some PRR P5As here too. So a lot of different stuff that's in stores now for N scalers. And I kind of glanced over the N Scale 8 Challenger sample here. This will also be die-cast when it comes in. It's got a 3D printed boiler on here. And you'll notice too, we have the brass parts here for the smoke unit. And those will be coming in hopefully later this year, probably late spring, early summer.
All right, so that's the stuff that's officially been announced.
Yes.
Can you hint at anything? I've heard some rumors about me being a huge UP modeler, some business car talk.
Yes.
Is there anything you can go into about that?
Yeah, so we're working on cars 101, 102, 103, 114, and 119. So those are the modern day UP business cars that they have on their excursion fleet and run on the business trains and everything. Car specific details, so the right light arrangements, interior light, tail light, ditch lights, everything will be, these cars are going to be really awesome, really highly detailed. We worked with many people within the railroad. Union Pacific has been gracious to give us some tips as to what details we should be looking out for. And we've gotten a lot of feedback from UP modelers as well as to what they're looking for, and the UP Historical Society too has contributed. So these cars are going to be really incredibly detailed. We've worked with our designers in the factories to make sure that the underbody detail is great too, so it'll match the prototype. So if you look at a reference photo and the model, it'll be nearly identical. And these cars are going to be hopefully announced in the next couple of months. We're still making a couple of tweaks to the designs, and we'll hopefully have an announcement on those in probably the next couple of months. We're still, like I said, tweaking out a final couple of details that we want to make sure that they're accurate.
And I'm just guessing the pricing is going to be less than what the brass ones at $2,000 and $3,000 lately on the market has been. So for UP modelers to be able to, reasonably afford these cars is going to be an amazing feat in itself. So that'll be great.
We don't have an exact price point nailed just yet, but if I had to give you an estimate, I would guess between our MSRP for our PRR business cars is $99.99 right now. I would guess somewhere around that range. Like I said, we haven't pinpointed the actual price point just yet because we still need to get the designs finished first before we take it to
and there'll be
the
DCC
factory.
Features possibly, lighting features possibly.
The lights will be all individually controlled, so you won't need a DCC. You'll have a wand that you'll be able to use to activate it. So cool. While you're operating it, if you're going to switch some cars into a yard or something like that and you want to operate the ditch lights, you can do that. You don't have to you don't have to sync it up in a consist, because some people like to mix their cars in different parts of the excursions facing each other and whatnot. So we're trying to keep it as simple as possible, so that way, however the modelers want to use it with their prototype excursion train.
There'll be DC modelers too, and some of those DCC lights will get burnt out.
Yeah.
And some of those DC lights get burnt out on DCC.
Correct.
So that's actually a really good a way to approach it. So, but I guess my point is the pricing's probably not set because all those things are in the works. So,
yeah.
but anything that's I think reasonable is going to be great for modelers because the budget is not there for a lot of people to be able to swing $2,000 and $3,000 per car.
Yeah, but the other thing that's nice
for the
about
brass
these
cars. So.
Yeah, and the other thing that's nice about these too is that this opens the door, because we've seen a lot of people, Union Pacific modelers online, that have reacted very positively to these cars so far.
Right.
And so if these cars sell well when we do announce it and we get a lot of orders in, that just opens the door of possibilities for other options to do. We could do the UP Power car. We've gotten a lot of requests about that, the car with the hump on it.
Yeah.
We could do BNSF business train, Norfolk Southern, CSX. It just opens up the possibilities of stuff in the future. So assuming that we get good reception and good sales on these cars when they are announced, the possibilities are endless with those for us.
Yeah, there's a huge area in the market for theater cars, those ones with the flat windows on the back and power cars. So, you've got a lot of UP modelers excited. I'm going to do everything I can to get the word out because I think for all the UP modelers, it's going to be very in our interest to get that information out there and get the pre-orders ginned up so that those other things can come down the line later.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people like the big boys, and there's a lot of people out there who are fans of the big boy and have some of the other cars too, that just want to model that excursion train, but might be like another railroad.
Right.
And if they buy those cars for their big boy or for their FEF, like I said, the possibilities are endless for us to do other things. The other thing too, I know a lot of people have been asking me about this too, is our car's paint going to match some of the other ones out there? And we're going to work on that too. So we're going to try our best to make sure that our paint on those cars match what other people have on their excursion trains as well.
Yep, that's good because I've seen several in the consists on the real thing not matching.
Correct.
People get frustrated when it doesn't match Walthers or doesn't match Overland, which is pretty close to the same yellow.
Yeah.
I've been controversial in the hobby for being on the yellow, being wrong on some models, but sure enough, there's some tweaks done on certain companies. So it's good to hear. I'm looking really forward to it. And hopefully I can help any way I can, too, from being the picky modeler I am on those things. But thanks for your time.
No problem.
Thanks for coming to the show and showing your products around. World's Greatest Hobby traveling means that you guys have to be away from your family traveling, too. So we appreciate that also.
And it's great to come out here to meet people, lots of different people and customers that you get to talk to. We did that at Amherst a couple of weeks ago. It's great to come out and meet other people and be a part of it too. So thanks for stopping by.
All right.
And I'll give you some renderings that you can share on your video for the business cars that you can show so people can see what we're talking about when we mean about these business cars.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. And we'll continue with coverage here of the World's Greatest Hobby on Tour show in Indianapolis, Indiana. All right, I'm going to be off camera for this, but we're at the Bachman booth and we're taking a look at all the new products. Bachman's releasing a lot of Amtrak products coming up. You got Via Rail, Siemens locomotives, the new Amtrak Phase 6, I believe, maybe 7, ALC 42s, the ACS 64 with Train Sim World, and the brand new Acela is also here on display. Lots of other great products too. We've got these locomotives down here, BL2 locomotives, couldn't think of the name of that, and Monon. That's the Hoosier line, and guess what? We are here in Indianapolis, so that fits. And then also these 060 steam locomotives. Looks like they've been upgraded in scale items as well. We've got Ringling Brother and Barnum Bailey circus train items down here. In-scale versions of some of the Amtrak locomotives we've covered. Bachman's known for their train sets, so we have several of those on display. Some rolling stock as well. And then the G-scale. G-scale is really cool. These Dash 8, I believe, locomotives. They might be Dash 9. G-scale locomotives can be upgraded with battery packs, etc. And of course the Jeeps and the steam locomotives too in G-scale are on display over here. You've got the little egg liners from Bachman. Full trolleys, including the North Pole Rapid Transit. Got some coal gondolas, TTX rail box, lots of different stuff here at the Bachman booth. It's great to see these guys back at the show. I was the one missing, not them, but I'm glad to be back at the show. All right, that wraps us up here at the Bachman Trains booth. Be really brief here at the Walthers booth, but they've got E8, E9s on display, the ACF Dome coaches, GP9s, EMD SW12s, 30,000 gallon, 55-foot tank cars. Got those new well cars on display. Bi-level shielded auto racks, refrigerator box cars, GP35 and the snowplow, the Jordan spreader that we're so familiar with. I've got a couple of those, along with some structures, including new house under construction kit. So that is it from the Walthers booth. Okay, we're at the Scale Trains booth. Shane is over there doing some intros, but we've got the GP40 samples here. The big blow turbine, which was one of their first announcements, along with the water fuel tenders for UP, are on display here. But probably about to be here soon is the Trinity 82-foot 7883 reefers. That's going to fit the bill for a lot of modern BNSF modelers. That beautiful ice design up top. The SD45X is their most recent announcement, I believe. I could be wrong about that. This is my first train show in a while. You've got the GP30s, Evans 4780 hoppers, and of course, another GEVO. They've got all of the NS Heritage GEVOs, but they've just announced some of the CSX Heritage too.
2 minutes. Show will open up in 2 minutes.
So after that little brief announcement, they've also got the Iowa Interstate GEVOs coming very soon, and several other ones available for pre-order and purchase. And that wraps us up here at the Scale Trains booth. So we're at the Lionel booth here, known for their O-scale, obviously, probably the deepest history of any company here. So there's lots of O-scale items for you O-scalers, the GP20s. There's also American Orient Express, Dome. But our HO-scale folks will want to see lots of stuff coming, including these refrigerator cars. They've got the Santa Fe set, Polar Express set, and the Christmas cheer set. Bob Ross, if you didn't see Ryan's funny video, they've got a pre-production sample of the Bob Ross sound car. We've also got Wizard of Oz, Polar Express, John Deere, and Budweiser. On Train World's live stream, I was saying it'd be neat to have a man cave with a bar and some beer cars. And then they've also got some O-scale on loops here, going for the demonstration of folks. So that's it here at the Lionel booth. Richest history of anybody here. All right, this is the vendor where I found the rare skill trains items, and there's still several of them. The SD40 Dash 2s. There was CSX Admiral or CSX SpongeBob Square Cabs, things like that. He also has an online presence, so you can check him out. This information here. And he has a lot of the rare skill trains items that are already sold out. All right, we're here at the Atlas Model Railroad booth. Another company that's been around for a very, very long time. And they've got the Thrall 4750 cubic foot hoppers. And then in locomotives, the EMD GP38s. The MPI MPX Express MP36 locomotives in Metra and Metrolink. Speaking of Metra, Nippon Sharyo passenger cars. I'm not very good at pronouncing that. The FMH24-66 locomotives. SP, Canadian Pacific, and New York Central, or Jersey Central, I believe. NE-6 cabooses. We picked up a couple of those in the past. And then an N-scale, the EMD GP 40s. Got some tank cars there. C&O cupola cabooses, FMH 24-66, EMD GP7s, Trinity 3230 covered hoppers, the GE ES44ACs in O scale, along with coal porters, 20,000 gallon 4-compartment tank cars. There are CIMC and Jindo containers, 53-foot containers. You see there? And then they've got some other track as well. Lighting kits, glow-in-the-dark track, and the glow-in-the-dark passenger train set for kids. Well, guys, that's a look at the world's greatest hobby show on tour. I hope you enjoyed it. We were able to talk to several manufacturers, see what's coming out in 2024 and beyond, and give you an overview of the entire show because these shows come to areas near you all the time. So be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.
Many of the products you see in this video are available at trainworld.com. Since 1968, this family-owned business has been serving the needs of the modeling community with 2 New York brick-and-mortar store locations in Brooklyn and Long Island, plus their vast array of online items. Shop 24/7 at trainworld.com.